We're Hassani and Danielle Pettiford, and we're a real couple with real problems who almost called it quits.
I was very frustrated. I became very disconnected, very jaded and cold.
We have 4 children, going on 20 years of marriage, and we practice what we preach.
Our mission, to change the way couples relate to one another and teach them the skills needed to improve the quality of their relationships.
This is the Couples Academy Show. Well, good morning, everyone. Where's my music, folks? What's going on with the music? Yeah, there we go. Welcome to the Couples Academy Show. My name is Hassani.
And I'm Danielle.
And we're here for another great morning. Today, we're excited because it is Friday, and you know what that means. It is Relationship Q&A Day. This is the day where we answer your questions. We dig into the details of your situation and give you a comprehensive unpacking that will give you what you need to really make some changes in your life. So whether you're single, maybe you're dating, you're in a committed courtship, you're engaged, you're married, your relational status means nothing. We want to serve you and serve you well. You know, what I love is that it's not just married folks who watch this, but there are a lot of people who want to be married who are saying, you know what, let me tune in and let me eavesdrop on a conversation that I'm probably going to be fully in once I say I do. Preparation is king. To prepare for this is the best thing. I remember when we were single, we would surround ourselves with married folk because we wanted to know what that life was about. And so having a marriage mentor or being in a space where you're around people who have what it is that you want will help you have a competitive advantage and gives you a heads up on what that life is like.
Yes, indeed. We want to welcome you today, and we want to ask you to make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell. That way you will not miss a show. On the second half, we'd like to acknowledge you, so make sure that you let us know where you're tuning in from. So yes, as Hassani said, it is Q&A Friday. So when you come on here, you don't need to waste any time. When you come on, say, my name is and my question is, because you guys have been asking questions all week, and we do our best to filter through those questions, but we can't always get to them on other days. So today is your day. Jump in, get your questions answered.
But before we get started, I'm going to click a button that will allow us to take a look at a couple who just left literally last night from the retreat center. We did a private marriage intensive. They drove in from Texas. We had an amazing time. It was transformational. Hear what they had to say about their experience engaging in a recovery process here at Couples Academy.
Hello, my name is Frank, and this is my wife, Ronielle Sanders. We're from Houston, Texas, and I just got to say that before this intensive session that we had here, we were pretty much done with our marriage. I was in adulterous affairs, multiple affairs. My wife found out. I was lost. We were on our way to heading down the road for divorce. This course has really got to the root of the issues that we had in our marriage. In my personal walk, my personal life, it has really, really helped me dig deep and find some good tools to help move forward and pursue happiness in our marriage.
When Frank first told me about the 3-day course, the intensive, I really was skeptical. I was at the point that I was done. So we were not living together. And so when I talked to Mr. Hassani, I told him that I wasn't sure if I was going to come, back into the marriage, but I'm really grateful for this experience. And so I just want to say, if you're thinking about it, do it, because it gave a whole different perspective. It had me look at some things on my side, his side. It actually had him to see what I was going through, see the hurt that I was experiencing. It also allowed us to we are going to work towards putting our marriage back together. And when I got here, that was not in my intention. But the tools and the work that we got here, I really believe that it will allow us to begin to heal our marriage, and it'll be stronger to the point where we can help others.
Question. Hey, we're back. That was a powerful, I love that, because that was a powerful testimonial. What you don't know is that, and it really goes into the question that is being asked by one of the members here. It says, hello, you don't have to mention the last part of my name, okay? But if my wife cannot get over my past mistake and just feels like we are not truly meant for each other, should I just let her go? And I think this is where so many couples find themselves. Like when people come to us for counseling, it's not that they're both 100% on board, excited about restoring their relationship or transforming and healing together. We talk about this all the time. You have 3 types of couples, right? Couple number 1, they both want it. Couple number 2, one wants it, one is unsure. That's where this couple was. And then the couple number 3, one wants it and one does not. Yet and still, they go through the process and they're completely amazed about what they discover about themselves, about their spouse, about the possibility of what they can have. And so many people, especially when they first find out about a mistake or betrayal or affair, their knee-jerk reaction is, it's over, I'm done, you can forget it. But then when those emotions subside, it's a different situation.
Also, it's a bumpy road too, so I think I can understand the question, because you might feel like this is never going to go back to the way it was. I've broken this so badly, she or he is broken so badly. You know, there's no way that they can come back from this, and that's where we miss it, because when we're in the thick of the fire, it's hot. You know, we feel the burn. Yeah. It's really taking the time to get yourself into good counseling so that both of you know your respective roles, and that's a key thing, to know how you need to operate and get your spouse in the know of how they need to operate so that you can move forward.
Absolutely.
I think that's a big thing. Yeah. We got another comment here. This is on the Facebook page. It says, is it disrespectful to your present relationship to honor the mother or father of your child on holidays like Mother's Day and Father's Day? That's a good one.
I'm trying to understand the question. Is it disrespectful to honor the mother?
Is it disrespectful for me to honor my ex-husband, who is the father of my children, on Father's Day and vice versa? I say yes. I say yes. You know why? Because that relationship is over, and those children, yes, that is their parent, and you can help them, right? Because obviously little kids, they need a little change and stuff like that. But do you honor them? Do you take them out to dinner? Do you do any of that? I don't think so. I think your role is always still to be the parent. Even with us, like, we help our children to celebrate one another, right? They have their little allowance and things of that nature. That's the duty, right, of a parent. But are you the one honoring them because they are the mother of your child? I say no.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. I think the age of the children has a lot to do with it, because, you know, if they're young, they don't have money, they don't have jobs, and you're helping them to create a card and maybe, you know, a little treat or something, and they hand it off to their parent, I get that. But if there are these rare situations where literally everybody's a part of a family, like they're a part of the extended family, where the exes come and they celebrate things together. Maybe that's a different situation, but generally as a principle, I totally agree with your position that, you know, that relationship is over, and so you're not liable or responsible to do anything like that. That's what the children are for.
Yeah. Lisa has a great comment. She says, how can we get trained by you? I have been following you for a while and love what you do and believe in your method. I am a marriage therapist and truly love your method. You are having fabulous results. And we've said this before. Reach out to us at couplesacademy.org. You can go on there and fill out a form and reach out to us, and we'll set up a consultation with you. We are looking for other therapists, coaches, counselors, sex therapists, all of that to come help and join us on our team.
Absolutely. And matter of fact, when we go to a break, there'll be a video that really will explain that. And then you can also reach out to us at hpettiford@gmail.com. Let's have a conversation and talk about how we can move forward on that. But I think there's some other questions that just came in. And guys, this is the opportunity to put your question in. Everybody's shy and bashful and waiting to jump in the pool. You know, you have to go to a pool party and everybody's standing around waiting for the first person to jump in, and then once they jump in, everybody else gets in that water.
Anthony says, why not? I think he was responding to what we said regarding honoring the exes. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's really about what's best for you. There are parents or couples that work together differently, right? So I could see why somebody would say, why not? But again, the age of the children really determines your role, right? If you have little kids, 6 and 7, 8, they want to participate. That makes sense. If you have babies, I don't know necessarily that you need to be giving them a card. That card comes from you, especially if it's not okay with your spouse.
And
that's what matters.
That's why I was waiting for you to go.
Yeah.
That's the point. How does your spouse feel about it? Right? We say this all the time. If it works for you and doesn't work for your spouse, it doesn't work for your marriage. If it works for your spouse and doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for your marriage. So you just can't independently decide to do something because that's how you feel. That's what you want to do. And your spouse feels betrayed, disrespected, disregarded. Like, at the end of the day, she is your wife. That is your primary relationship, and all other relationships are secondary, tertiary, so on and so forth from there. And nothing should compromise the integrity of your primary relationship, including honoring some other person on a particular holiday. Now, if your wife is good, then we all good. Good in the hood, but it's about what she feels, okay? All right, guys, so you're listening to the Couples Academy Show. We will be right back after a break. Send your questions in. They're starting to come in. So we'll be right back to unpack these in a comprehensive way. Couples Academy is expanding its team to meet the growing demand of people in need of help around the world. So if you're a trained, licensed, or certified expert in marriage enrichment, infidelity recovery, sex therapy, life coaching, cognitive behavioral therapy, divorce mediation, financial coaching, or family therapy, contact us today.
Welcome back, guys. You're watching the Couples Academy Show, and we're going to jump right to this question by Angela C. She's saying, any advice on how to handle the back and forth with your spouse saying they want in and out? I have plans to separate, and he can figure out what he wants with the controlled separation. I think initially there is this vacillation that a person goes through. Do I stay? Do I go? Because they're being led by feelings and emotions. You know, we talk about this all the time. There's something called the quadrinity identity. There's 4 aspects of who you are. There's your spiritual self, there's your intellectual self, there's your emotional self, and then your physical self, your physical body. And the reality is, each one of these identities are communicating something very different. So, do I stay? Do I go? Well, what is the Spirit saying? Well, the Spirit is saying, be still and know that I am God. Well, you know, what is your intellect saying? Get the heck out, and I got 1,001 reasons to do so, and what's taking you so long? Well, what are your emotions? What is your emotional self saying to you? Well, I still love my partner, and I care for them. I'm just hurt by what has happened, and so I'm kind of in this stuck place. Well, what are you feeling in your physical body? I'm tired, and I can't sleep, and I could barely eat, or maybe I'm gaining weight because I'm eating emotionally, and so it's telling me I need to do something. And so you have all of these voices coming at you, and they're not in sync, they're not in alignment, and because they're saying doing different things, you're stuck. And people cannot move forward when they just don't know what to do. They're in a space of uncertainty, they're in a lack of clarity, and that's why you need somebody to guide you through a process. So you mentioned a controlled separation. That's good, but even a controlled separation should be guided by somebody who knows how to help you get through this very challenging time. Exactly. That's what I was going to say. The controlled separation is not something that you can initiate on your own, right? You need somebody to do that for you, because people separate all the time thinking they're doing a controlled separation. There are no guides set up, there are no rules or regulations, and so other affairs occur in the separation. You know, people get to realize, hey, I like being separate. I'm going to go on my way, because there's been no work during the separation to bring you back together. And that's the key to the controlled separation, the work that you do in it to bring you back together. So I would say reach out to Couples Academy so that we can support you in your controlled separation. We got another comment? Yes. All right, my wife says, my wife and I are taking time apart after an affair. I had a feeling one night and checked my security camera. One was moved. I drove by the house, and the guy she had an affair with was in my house.
Yeah, this is hard. I'm sorry to hear about your situation, and I definitely understand wanting to take time apart. But I think it kind of speaks.
There's a second part to the question. Is this marriage still worth saving? How do I discuss this with her? Thanks.
Oh, got you. Yes, it's definitely worth saving. It can be saved is the question. Is really the answer. It can be saved. You know, the process that we take you through helps you to determine, is it worth saving? I mean, obviously you gave us a sliver, a snapshot worthy of your situation. And so when we begin to unpack, you know, why this has occurred and where did this all start from, what was the origin, and where you are today, you're able to gain a level of insight that you currently do not have. And so that's why, listen, folks, this show is great, but giving you soundbite answers to a soundbite question is not enough. I think a lot of times we take advice from quotes, right? Hashtags, you know, cute statements and sayings on Instagram and Twitter and social media, and it's not enough. You need somebody to really unpack the situation. And that's why we're keep on encouraging you to reach out to us and set up a discovery call so we could talk through your situation.
Absolutely. Alicia says, my fiance had been messaging an underage girl. My fiance deeply regrets everything and has shown me he is willing to do anything for me to stay. Is it possible to forgive this action? And that kind of piggybacks on what you were just saying. It's absolutely possible to forgive this action, especially if you both decide to move forward together. I think the biggest issue is that when it comes to moving forward, oftentimes it's one person that's trying to move forward and you're trying to drag the other person with you. But it sounds like he's willing to do whatever. He's truly remorseful, and if you believe him and are willing to move forward with him, you can absolutely get on the path to true forgiveness.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Come on, guys, let's get some more of these questions in. Hassani, this is interesting, right? When we get out here, we're saying this is Q&A day. The questions come in slow, but all other days of the week, they're coming in all the time.
Yep.
All right, we got another one. Come on, guys. By Gorgeous. Read that one.
Oh, Gorgeous Wells. Okay. When your spouse removes his wedding ring, and it's been 2 weeks yesterday, it started with a bump on the ring finger? That's why. Okay. I don't. So what do you say? I don't know. What are you saying?
Okay, let me repeat myself. Ask questions that make sense that we can
I don't understand. Like, what are you saying? Are you asking, is it okay? Are you just telling us about the situation? Listen, talk about...
No. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like you're saying his excuse was there was a bump on his finger,
okay,
so he needed to take his ring off. I mean, at the end of the day, it sounds like you're suspicious of his actions, right? Why is he taking off his wedding ring? And if that's the case, that means there's probably some other issues in your relationship that have been raising red flags anyway. See, this is where we are always having to color in the black and white of the coloring sheet. Like, we don't know the story, we don't know what's going on.
Well, she said, I never seen the bump, and I recommend using Aquaphor.
Okay.
I guess that's to heal the bump.
I got you. All right, on the Aquaphor. Yeah, I get it, because I have issues wearing my rings too. But at the end of the day, if you know that there's been some shady business going on, that's the reason why you would question it. To be honest with you, right now, I would never question, and Hassani would never question why I'm taking off my ring. He wouldn't be worried about it. So if you're worried about it, that means that there might be some trouble brewing up somewhere that might need to you need to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
You need to get ahead of it.
Here's a good question from Ronald. What does it mean when your spouse tells you, I care for you, but I'm not in love with you after 30 years of marriage? I think this is very common.
It is.
We talk about this all the time, how that in-love feeling, that in-love infatuated feeling typically lasts for about 2 years. And then after that, it begins to shift into a more caring type of love. So when we truly unpack, a matter of fact, we did a 13 or maybe it was a 16-part series on love. And we were explaining the difference between in love and being and loving someone. And the reality is you have eros love, you have agape love, you have phileo love. And I think it's important to understand each component. And so if the butterflies are not there, the pitter patter, every time you walk into a room, that's normal, right? And so what happens is what happened initially that was just natural, you now have to become intentional. And that's why there's something called emotional needs. See, when you learn how to meet a person's emotional needs, that feeling can come back and be restored. So fine, I care for you as a human being and I don't want anything bad to happen to you, but I just don't feel what we once felt. Well, you can rekindle, restore, revive, renew, all of that, but it's a process you have to go through.
And I would add to that when you get to the point where when you're married 30 years and you say, I'm good, I want something different, that means that you spent 30 years not building the structures in your relationship to keep you connected and bonded. We say this all the time, that we want to be married several times to the same person. We want a new marriage every year. We work very hard to make sure that happens, because the truth is I am changing, right? I have desires. He has desires. I want fulfillment. I don't want to wait 30 years down the road and be looking at him saying, I love you, but I need a new adventure, because there ain't nothing about you gonna change. So I'm ready to go. And that's what we're seeing happening.
Absolutely.
You're watching the Couples Academy show. We will be right back after this break.
Couples Academy is expanding its team to meet the growing demand of people in need of help around the world. So if you're a trained, licensed, or certified expert in marriage enrichment, infidelity recovery, sex therapy, life coaching, cognitive behavioral therapy, divorce mediation, financial coaching, or family therapy, contact us today. All right, guys, we're back. Listen, you just saw a video which is unpacking the fact that we are building our team, and we want to encourage you, like the sister who just reached out to us a little bit of time ago. If you are trained, if you are licensed, if you are in the space of really helping people to help transform their lives, reach out to us. We're growing our team. We have influence in different parts of the world, right? We're international. We work with people on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in Asia, the Middle East, the Caribbean, Latin America, and of course here in the United States, and different parts of Europe, and would love to partner with you as we spread this message of personal transformation and marital restoration all around the globe.
All right, we have a comment from Tamika that says, spouse doesn't want to give full access after betrayal. Is it possible to move forward without total openness? That's like saying, let's go sail across the ocean, but with an anchor dropped right where we're at. Isn't it? Because how am I to move forward if we're still anchored in the same issues that got us there?
Good
It just does not work. It just does not work. And so there needs to be full transparency. I need to see. Transparency. I need to see.
Intimacy.
I need to see that you are who you say that you are changed, transformed, that you will no longer hurt me again, which is the reason why all my walls and securities went up, right? You want the security system to come down, right, so that you can have access to the heart, but you don't want to have full transparency. It just doesn't work that way.
So my life is in this phone. My relationships are in this phone. My habits and temptations are in this phone. My secrets are in this phone. And I'm not giving you access, right? We talk about the public life, the private life, the secret life. The world knows about your public life. Your spouse, your children, your close friends know about your private life. But this secret life, you can't come up in here. So where's the intimacy? So it's hard to begin to trust. So if you violated the trust and now you build up a wall that keeps me from entering in, it's almost like I'm knocking on the door. I see you on the other side. I can see through the people. You're there and you will not open the door. Why won't you open it up to me? And so how can you have a long-lasting, mutually beneficial, open and honest, trusting relationship if you've padlocked the door, sealed the windows, cracked everything? You won't allow me to enter in. So now we're going to live a fragmented life. Right. You're segmenting portions of your personal life away from me, and I'm just supposed to act as if this doesn't exist and be happy and deal with it? Absolutely not.
No, and here's the deal. Like what we see consistently is that when that's the case, it's because there's something to hide. If you're hiding, you have something to hide. What? Like, there's nothing that I can't show Hassani and that he won't show me about our personal lives, because our personal lives are intermingled, right? There are no secrets. What am I hiding? And so it's frustrating to me to talk to some women who are questioning. Well, they don't want to be transparent, but are they being honest? No. You can't hide your life and be transparent. There's nothing honest about that. So I would say seek some counseling on
Yeah,
that, because
absolutely.
you can't move forward if there's no transparency.
Here's another great question. It says, in a marriage, should you still be discussing a mistake or infidelity that occurred over 10 years ago? Can a broken spouse be made whole again? Is the answer just time? That's a very good question, because, well, listen, we time travel every single day. How? In our minds, because our minds are records of the past or roadmaps into the future. And maybe the reason why after 10 years these conversations are still occurring is because you never really had comprehensive conversations where you're impacted. It's still unsettling for your spouse. They still have no clarity. They still have no closure. Maybe there was a trickled truth that you engaged in from the onset. Maybe there were lies and deniability and omission of truth and deception. And so there's something in them that says, you know what? Something's not right. There's something you're keeping from me. They don't trust you. They question you. They question the relationship. They question everything.
Yeah.
And so until they have some clarity and certainty, they will remain stuck in their situation.
I mean, absolutely. I feel like, at this point, if you're still talking about it, there are still questions, unless this is just somebody who constantly brings up the past and they don't understand how hurtful that is to you. By this point, if you've gone through the proper process, the only time you should be talking about it is to help somebody else. And to be telling somebody else, you can get through, I know, and this is how, right? So there's a definite indication that there's some questions unanswered and there's some wounds unhealed that need to be dealt with. And when that's the case, there needs to be an unearthing. You got to go and dig it all up and look at all the ugly truth, deal with all the truth, especially when there was trickle truth, when you dripped it out here and there and things aren't matching up, dates don't match up. Deal with it once and for all, and then you can bury it and move forward.
There's a pain that will last for a long time if a spouse feels as if you're holding something, hiding something, and they can't trust you. Now, when you tell the truth, there's pain. The truth hurts, but the truth does heal. So I think that, to your point, there's healing that needs to take place. And, the last point, is it just time? Well, time is neutral, right? Time could be your best friend or time could be your worst enemy. And so what we want to do is take control of what we do and collapse time. How do we collapse time? By doing something deep dive, comprehensive, to unpack, to address, to resolve, to conclude, and then to close the door. Because once you've exhausted it, now you can close that chapter and start a new chapter. But if you don't, what you're doing is you're going to remain trapped in the discovery phase for the rest of your life. What a miserable existence for both parties involved, where you do life with somebody that you just don't trust. And that wedge always exists because the pain has never gone away because we never effectively dealt with it.
Boom. Drop that knowledge bomb, Maddie. Drop it one more time, Maddie.
The truth hurts, but the truth heals. That's good. Yes, it is, Teray. It is true.
It is true. Listen, Vashawn Edmondson, Denise, Angel C, J.D. Pruitt, Simone, Torre, Angel, Kia B, Rick Bennett, Gorgeous Wales, Tamika Sanders, Gorgeous Wales again. I just want to say good morning to all of you. I wanted to acknowledge your names and thank you all for showing up every morning. Hello, Ronald. Hello, Alicia. Our people, they come on every morning and they're good and faithful. We appreciate you guys. We want you to know that.
So listen, guys, this is Fridays. I almost said Freaky Fridays, like I'm listening to the radio station. It's Q&A Fridays. We hope that you got something out of today.
Somebody said, drop the mic.
There it is. There it is. But listen, we want you to have an amazing weekend. I'm sure that you have plans to connect with your partner, your children. Have a wonderful time. We're going to see you on Monday morning for some more Marriage in the News. I hope you're getting something out of those conversations because we really want to educate our audience about what's going on in the world and how you can take advantage and be your best self.
Yeah, guys, these podcasts are always available here on Facebook. So you can go back to the Couples Academy page and watch these things all week. And I'm just responding to the ones that said, thank you, save the video. If you're watching, you're on YouTube. So they're also saved in YouTube. You'll always be able to go back and watch them. Make sure that when you're watching them, you share it to somebody that you know needs to hear it, guys. That's how we spread the word.
Kia, thank you for praying for our intensives. Yes, we just had one that left. We have one that's coming today. Danielle is in the midst of one. This is what we do, and we appreciate all the prayers and support that you can give us. And Christina, yes, we will be talking about what it means to be equally yoked. That's a powerful conversation that we can have. But listen, see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.